What's up, dudes? Today I'm going to teach you how to do a very basic protection spell jar. Now this spell jar is going to be for beginners, but also if you really practice any sort of witchcraft or you specialize in any sort of individual practice, you can use this spell jar. This spell jar is really just for anyone that wants to add a little bit of protection to themselves, or if you want to give this to someone, you can. Or if you just feel like you need a little bit of protection and you would like to have something on you, this is a good spell jar to have on you. If you are going to do the spell jar, I would suggest in the beginning that you start with cleansing and grounding. I have different videos about that if you aren't familiar with it, but in a nutshell, cleansing and grounding is just centering yourself and also clearing out any sort of negative energies or any energies that do not serve you before you do this practice. It's a good idea to do that not only with yourself but also with your space. So before you do with the spell, it's a good idea to cleanse your whole home or cleanse whatever room you're in, and also to make sure you're in the right mind frame of doing this. It's not really going to work as effectively if you're having different troubles when you are doing the spell. So if you're trying to do this and maybe you keep getting distracted or maybe different things keep happening, maybe hold off on doing this and then you can do it later. Protection is really something that you can use anytime. It really doesn't matter when you do this spell jar or when you are going to recharge this. Also, if you don't know specifically what you're trying to protect yourself against, it's a good idea to just do any sort of protection that is warding off negative energies. And also, if maybe you've been drawn to this video and something has been harming you or making you fearful, this is a good idea to specifically protect yourself against that, or you can just have it protecting you in general. Have it in an area that is also out in the open. It's not really going to help you if you just have a spell jar and then it's off in a corner somewhere. If you have this spell jar in your home, it's a good idea to have it either in the main living room or just somewhere that you spend a bulk of your time. This way, whenever you do look at the jar, you'll be reminded of your protective energies, and also that will be a lot better for you than just trying to have it one and done and then just have it somewhere else. This will be a lot easier to do than having to take the jar and constantly just recharging it or placing the ingredients. If you are in a good area and you have a good space to put it, this would be a good place to put a spell jar. Another thing to note if you are going to create this protection spell jar is to make sure that you pre-charge your ingredients and also to pre-charge your jar. I'm going to show you very basic ways of doing this, but any way that you see fit, whether that be doing any sort of meditation over the jar or doing any sort of like affirmation writing or just anything that you feel will help pre-charge your jar, it's a good idea to do that before you add the ingredients. So just help you whenever you are creating the jar so the energies radiate out throughout the time of your jar, and also it will be a little bit easier for you to focus your attention when you already have a preset thing that you're trying to work with. Now that you're done with your spell jar, it's a good idea to keep this in an open space and keep it around you constantly so you'll be protected. If you would like to, you can also just have this in a bag or anything that you want to take with you so you can have it as sort of a travel protection. This is more set up as a home protection, but if you want to, you can set it up and just have it in your pocket or have it in your bag or your purse or whatever. It really doesn't matter where you have this. This will just radiate protection to you. And also, it's a good idea to every once in a while, maybe like once a week, or maybe if you follow the full moon, you can do, or maybe if you follow the moon phases, you can do it on the full moon. Just a quick little recharge and maybe do a whole ritual out of it. This will just help to ensure you're protected constantly, and also you're refreshing your protection, because just because you're protected one day doesn't mean you'll be protected the next. And it's a good idea to get in the regular habit of refreshing your energies and also recharging your spell jars. That will give you the most life out of your jars and also make it so you don't have to fully replace the jar or fully do a new jar every time something happens. You can just recharge it and you'll be set. Also, on the topic of recharge, if you notice that your jar has been cracked, or maybe it's broken completely, or maybe some of the ingredients are leaking out, this is a good sign that maybe something has been drawn to you, or maybe something negative has been brought to you. If you would like to, you can just completely redo the protection jar, but I would suggest before you do that, you do a very big cleansing, because this is a good way to not only help your protection jar, but also keep a good headspace whenever you are doing anything related to protection. If you're constantly in a negative mood, or you're constantly thinking of negativities, this will hinder your performance whenever you are doing the protection jar. So just keep that in mind whenever you are doing this. But yeah, that's the end of the video. If you would like to know anything else about witchcraft or witchcraft related content, then just leave it in the comments below and I'll make a video about that. Also, if you would like to know more about witchcraft or different spells and rituals, you can just subscribe to my channel. I have multiple different videos for anyone that's really new into witchcraft, or just anyone that wants to know more about witchcraft, and anyone that really just wants to dabble into the witchcraft in general. There's links below if you would like to support me. Make sure you have a good day in that life. Enjoy yourself and be happy.